Hi, it's Pekka from Superbullet, and welcome to continue with Superbullet. So over here we have Superbullet front frame. It looks like the original Superbullet front frame. Of course, you guys might not know that, but I have done also videos about that. So in the Superbullet YouTube channel, there are also other videos. Please check. Yeah, but please check this video to the end. So that is what I hope. But anyway, over here is the front frame. It looks like the same, but it's different. So for example, over here, I have this hose. So I have the drive system comes from the rear to this. So I need to have this hose over here that I have connectors. And then over here we have for the variable pump, because it's a huge, we need to have this kind of hole, but it's not a problem. And this is also 80 millimeters longer, so about 3 inches longer than original Superbullet's front frame. I did try to make that. I did think that it would be nice to use the same these steel parts, but it was impossible. So then I was thinking that it's way better for everybody if I make longer front. Then I can have this nice cabin, which we did get weld in the last episode. So now it's second episode of this. This looks now nice. So we have door over here and also like booster panel and that kind of stuff. So now it's nice. Then we have also support legs. Those are the same than in the original Superbullet. And during this episode, my target might be just welding stuff, and then after some time, not soon even, it might take some time for me because I'm still missing actually bogies. So after that, I will take these components to paint shop, and then we will have assembly. So my target is to have like third episode will be about assembly, because there is no idea to make several episodes about welding. So front frame, mostly rear frame, and then I will have cabin over here and hood is over there, and then we will be waiting for the paint shop. That is our plan. Stay tuned. I love welding. It's great work. It's like welding when you have good components. So everything like is nicely together, and then like with this kind of super welding machine. So this is with pulse, so it don't like sparkle all the time, and it's like it feels soft. The thing is that when you are welding with this kind of machine, it feels soft. That you are just like softly placing metal over there. It don't feel like old welding, which was more like violence, that odd sparkles and stuff, and you were like, this is soft. So now it looks, next I have to grind this, and over here you can actually, so I have different parameters over here, so the speed of the wire is mainly which I look, so that looks like how thick. So when I was welding this, I did actually use two different. So when I have this kind of like beams over here, then I have more power, it goes like better. And then when we have this like thin material, then I use the different. But ain't that look nice? That's me. I'm so proud of that. Now she looks nice. Oh great, I don't know which one is the correct word. So I did grind it, it looks, now she's more or less painting ready, that I could take her to paint shop. There is these protections and other stuff ready. So it's usually when you do something to the end. So over here I made this to the end. And next step for me is to make some threads. So I have that threading machine, usually it's over there in the table. But one thing I have learned, always when you go to some new location, there are new workers, you learn. There is always, it's good thing that there is new people. So there is in tehokoneistus, so future home for the Superbullet. there is also this kind of same tapping or threading machine. And the worker made, so scrap metal, he made hose, so you can turn around and just clamp this to everything, and then you can make threads. So I decided that, okay, that is a good idea. I will make similar stuff over here. So I will just make hose over here, and then after that I will make over here threads. Also one thing I will make, this I have to make hose over here. So this one is my guide. So this, there will be pumps over here. So you need something under. So I have vibration damper, the same than I have in the engine. Actually I have 4 plus 4 plus, so I have 9 of those in one machine. That is good because when you have 9 times the same component, usually you have those in stock, so you don't have to look around. And in the long run, I will get nicer price. I hope I will find how to get those with reasonable price. Because if you purchase 2 of something, you are not motivated to look for the lowest price. But when you are using huge amount, then you start to look around and you save money. Yeah, but let's make some drilling and tapping activity. So I use this basic drill. This is so much more efficient than manual version. Let's hope that this is now in the correct spot. Because this is scrap metal, it's not so important. If I make in the first round with no mistake, I did try to make this correct, but let's see if I can manage to make it. This is not good drill, but I'm not in the drilling business. So 2 holes. Let's place comp. That did help. So good improvement. So always you can make everything better. That is one key thing in manufacturing, that always think that how you can save minutes or hours or seconds or something, but always try to make things more efficient. And I also drill over here these holes. So, but I will not tap these. So I could already tap, but that would be useless work because these will go to paint shop, and after that I should anyway most likely open those because there is dirt, but now I don't have to do that because I will just after painting I will tap these open. Yeah. And next I will take the cabin. So I will take that down and try to take cabin over and see what will happen. I don't know, most likely I will be surprised somehow, but let's see. That is then worry of that time. That is proverb over here in Finland. So over here we have hood or bonnet, and here we have machine. So I did lift cabin over the front frame. It's nice when I have these hooks over here. These are important in the working these. And later I will have the protection cover over. I have to still actually design that. That is something I was happily designing harvester head one day, but it might be actually smart for me to have the AC over the cabin to see how it fits over there, and then it's easier for me because I will have this time actually even extra lamps over there. It just looks cool. Yeah, but next I will just start to place these components over here. So over here we have now hood. That's not the most practical way how to do something. And other unpractical thing was that I did break my welding machine. I don't know what did happen, so it's not. So my new welding machine over here, I just take it over here, and they have to do something with that because it doesn't work. I don't know why. But the nice thing is that I still have my old machine. I am in the lab affair with this machine, so I have read so many cookbooks with this. So it's, and I did just take like air and take away dust and attach the gas bottle. And it was nice feeling when I did start. It makes like whew sound always when it starts up. And now it's running. It's like nothing has happened. So good. Yeah. But with the hood or bonnet, I should make UK version and USA version for everything because there are different words for this. But anyway, this actually is from, I have 5 metal components over here, which are 3 different cut parts. So 2 are bended in mirror. So this center part, this is one huge component. So no welding over here, no grinding over here. Metal is happy when it's bended. Then I have these side panels. So these bigger side panels over here. And then I have this lower curve. It would be easy if I could just have like one big, okay, I could have actually over here that this would be just coming here, but it would look awful. There would be like this kind of corner over here. So, and also more airspace inside over here. But anyway, it's like, so, okay. To be honest, this looks like this. At the moment, when it's ready in the big machine, I think Superbullet is looking good. Because down here I need to have like this like angle, because the bogies come up and down. So this has to be like away from the bogie. And then like this side should come next to over here to cabin. I have over here actually 5 millimeters, because then I have over here that rubber. So no metal to metal. Machine is happier when you have that, like in the car doors, that rubber. Yep. So next, what I will do over here, I will most likely now take this away from here and start welding. And how welding happens, just like 5 centimeters here, 5 centimeters here, 5 centimeters here. So all the time I just go around and like, after a long time, after auto welding, then grinding, and then we have ready hood. So just work. Nothing more special than at the moment. Than like I now should stop speaking. Now I should start welding. So that is like what I will. So now it looks next. Like this. It looks nice. Now I have also over here these nets. So the birds cannot fly inside. Okay, picketing is actually small branches and that kind of stuff. In the forest it's nice, and also over here in the side, so this air comes easily out, so it don't get too hot. If there start to be that problem, then I just have to add hose, but like having too much hose doesn't help anything. It's just like water goes in and it's useless. Yeah, but now it looks nice, and you can see how I weld it. It's so always like tap, 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 tap. And then in the inside, you can see that it comes through. So over here it's like, then when you can see that it comes through, you know that it's really welded. I have CT supers over here. In the next step, I will take the grinding. I will actually use this fiber. So these are super efficient when you are grinding something flat. So next I will first I grind this. Then I grind this. And then we more or less have ready corner. So I don't like grind the corner. I don't create that. I just grind 2 surfaces and then I'm happy. Yeah, so first I will actually check from the inside that there is, in every section there is something. So I just go fast through and look that it looks nice. Most likely I will keep support for a long time. Then just before I will grind the inside, I will take those supporters away. And in the next step, then, okay, we will need over here the support for the tank. And I was also thinking that when I will get the bogies, then I will have, then I will, it would be nice to have engine over here. And then bogies, it is everything to the paint shop. Most likely orange. Green would be also nice. And then order huge amount of the stuff again and hope that everything goes fine. First I need to get actually some money from the Megamax and other projects because I cannot have like 10 different projects going on. I just run out from the cash. So that is my problem at the moment, that I need to get some cash. But this is like, work is cheap, and when I'm spending my hours, I know that in the future these are good hours. I would be unhappy at the end of the year if I wouldn't spend at the moment these hours over here, like waiting before I do something and not do. Because everything of this makes my year better. But now let's grind. That looks really good at the moment. So you can see that it looks nice, and I like to grind because I know that like after a few years you are happy if I grind. Of course, like in the future it's not just me who is doing it, but anyway, it's like, so over here you can notice like this is different paint than this, but this angle is it's hard to notice anymore after painting that it's like made from the different plates. Of course, these ones which are just like do engineering, one huge part, those are always perfect because I don't have to do anything with these corners. So always when you can bend something, bend. I think in the next step I will, because I have more or less all the other major components ready. So front frame, cabin, door, and then I need rear frame. And I also have a lot of components for that. So I will now work with that. I will have most bigger tubes over here in the rear. So I will again be grinding more. But that is almost done. So yeah, let's do that. So then I can have like the components over the shelf, and I don't have everything in my floor, and those are like happily just waiting over there in the top. I had this rear frame actually ready welded in Suonenjoki, but I will use different crane with this machine. So that's why I have different crane base, which I did weld over here because I didn't have this base plate ready. Let's hope that is correct actually. Hope is bad word in the working life. Yeah. But actually now I have been welding with this my old mic. So that is one mic, but not with pulse. And you can feel, you don't have to tell which one it's, you can feel because it's a little like, you are pushing it, it's a little like breaking. And it also makes more this metal around. So that is more or less impossible to avoid. But next I will actually cut, I will have over here little bigger tubes. Because it's super, there has to be something super. So I will have over here bigger tubes. I don't actually have the correct ones even over here. And these are, I think these are for some Megamax or something I have purchased these. So I already have these in my shelf. So I will cut these to correct length. And then I have to also widen these. So I will just grind from the outer side that I can fit these tubes nicely over there. And then I will weld this under the belly, and then of course I have to remove stuff and like weld something, and then we have rear frame. These are like the original Superbullet components are relatively efficient to do. Actually, nice thing, always one more. So over here you can see that is actually cut open, this tube. So when there is water, you don't fulfill this tube with water because it always will come out from here. So less corrosion. And the big thing over here in Finland, because we have also ice. So if there would be a lot of water, that would crack. I used to have a hole over here, but then I noticed that I don't need a hole over here if I just cut this open, because the centerpiece don't carry any weight because its welding is outside. So small things toward better and better machines. Now we have also rear frame. Looking good. I have to say that because I think it's looking good. And now we have huge tubes over here. So easy to have hydraulic power through these tubes. These are just protecting, that is like the key thing over here. And then we have this crane base, which is for the different crane than usually. So something special. And also actually this is a little longer. I just had actually this kind of like longer tube in my stock, and I was thinking that because super is super, let's try, even though if I'm using this as a combi, it's not as practical. Let's see that. Okay, I can always make it shorter. If I notice that this is not nice, then I just cut it and make it shorter. It's not big deal. Everything can be done, yeah. But now we are actually in a pretty good step with this because we have cabin. In Finland, people love to go to their summer cottage and spend time in the cabin. And there are several people who actually want to go to this kind of cabin to enjoy from their life. Be in the nature, in the cabin, in the wilderness. Actually, it's not a rare thing for me when I'm in our forest that there is actually some animals like deer or that kind of stuff, or moose. They are walking with me because they don't fear me anymore because they know that I don't have a gun. I'm like doing forestry stuff, and who knows? So they don't have fear toward me. But I think the next step now is that I will place this front frame and a rear frame to the shelf. I think that is now good. And then because there will be AC over here in the roof, and I have that AC over there in that cardboard box. So I think I will next test how that fits over there, and then I have to make some rack. So then I have to also design that rack and go forward with that. Yeah, let's do some design work after we have items over there. I decided to place stuff over there in the top. So frames were here, and now they are over there. So it's always nice when you don't have stuff in your shop floor. And my target at the moment is to get these shelves more or less empty. So I always take truck, take full load to Suonenjoki and take away components from here. So then at the end, I don't have any more stuff over here, and so the next entrepreneur or company can come over here to these premises. So the reason why I will not keep this is just money. So this total rent for this is a little over 2,000 euros without any taxes per month. So 100 euros per day. That is a lot of money. And last week or week before that, I was one day over here. So then I was thinking that, yep, it was 500 euros per day, this premises. Of course, there is stock, and stock always has a cost. So I cannot think it's just my hours, but anyway, it's so high cost that's why I just have to go away from here. So we have now AC in the roof, and it's huge. I would be happier if that were smaller, but it's not. So we will survive. And we have inside ready hose and actually even bolts. So that should be now bolt-on component. Those hoses fit together. I didn't want to take the plastics away because I have dirty hands. I have also dirty clothes on. I know it looks bad in the company videos because usually in the company videos everybody have like clothes that looks that they never work. But I'm doing these videos while I'm working over here, so my clothes get dirty. So even though I take these sometimes to washing machine, it don't make miracles. So this first time these look stupidly bright orange, but now it looks like working guys. So it's that dirty hands, clean money. So I am in that life. Yeah, but anyway, let's hope we don't make any core videos. But this is over here now the AC, and I don't have 3D model for this, so I cannot design this ready in the 3D. And other thing is that when I have this in real component, it's so much easier now to see like the size and that kind of stuff. But anyway, how I usually design, of course, I try to do 3D in the computer. I will tomorrow be in my home office and designing this and doing some other office task, most likely. But so the best component is that when you have just one sheet, metal sheet, and then you bend that. That is like the most simple component because you just order those, you don't have to do anything. You take those to paint shop and then you have nice ready stuff. Actually, the color scheme, I was thinking that this might be good if this would be black. So even this is orange or so like the orange or green or blue or black or gray or anything you want to have this. If we make this one is black, it might make machine look better. I don't know. We will learn. Of course, I could also make this one aluminum if I don't. I don't know how it looks good. We will learn. So let's see what we will be doing. But anyway, so we have over here and one thing over here like so over here we have this vent. So I think that don't want to be undercover. So it's not police. Stupid joke. So let's make the roof over here. Yeah, it looks like this, even this. So we have over here, we have this side, which we can use. So in the first Superbullet, I had over here like the tubes, but those were nasty to manufacture, and so I was thinking, let's make this more simple. So painting this simple and then something bolt on. Yeah. So we need to have over here some cover. So actually the rear part is, so we most likely outside over here. We will need to have cover. And then like from the side, okay, now it's stupid. Now auto engineers, close your eyes because now I made mistake. I cannot turn that correctly. So this is, I did measure, this is 250 high. So inside it should be 250. And then we are bending like something like this. Something like this over here. So bending, one sheet bending. And we need to have lights because people love lamps. So we will have those. And of course we need to have some connector because most like it's not like all the time some lamps on. Something like at least two different stages you need to have, like some is like the dark and other one is not so dark. So And the bending is usually a good thing. So over here, we will actually bend over here. So we will have ramp. Okay, this should, okay, so this should actually this can come over here all the way to the front. And then have like over here ramps under the cover. And we can actually even bring this little down and like, yeah, let's make it like that. So from the side, this is always front. I call this front even, it's not. And then we have this, and then we have this. And over here we went. So actually let's make it nice. So it's, we leave it here, and we keep it little over here. So we somehow, let's just make it like this. And over here we try to make that we have ramps in the front. So few ramps that show to the front area from the top, because that is actually good, because then you have less. And other thing I did, okay, I will come down. Other thing I did notice when I was actually driving with Superbullet in the forest, in the dark forest, I made video about that. So I did notice that it would be so nice to see the tires. So when you are driving, you are looking in the darkness to the side. And it should be that you don't get any light inside, just like beam comes over here. So we need to have over here little outside. Yeah, so it goes harder because it comes now harder because now we are thinking about the plate. So we have this kind of sheet. Top area looks something like this. And then it comes little to the front most likely, and also more to the rear. So first, ideas are actually super good until you have to make those to reality. And then we have this which comes most likely down. And then we have both holes over here, which we have also over here. So that will make our life nicer. So it's, and next, and then in the, okay, so for the front, how we can make over here. So most likely, if we just have this kind of component and over here, now it comes nasty for the bending. And I know that guys from the bending company actually are looking also my videos. So good luck with this. But anyway, and then a hose over here. So now we have front ramps. And then we need to have like little hose that we can have like conduit. So those chip ties, cable ties. So little hose over here for the cable ties. And then in the rear, we most likely have the similar structure. Again, like, so idea is that we are bending, so one sheet, I don't yet know if I can do this from the one sheet. Might be a little hard, but let's see what will happen. But anyway, okay, and again, like over here to the rear, most likely like 3 ramps, so one, and then to the sides. And then I was dreaming about these side ramps. So how to have that, because those come out from this area, and that is harder. I don't know if I can just calmly have, because these are anyway straight bending, and then, okay, this might be that I have to actually make bit. Okay, they could even bend that, but it might be a little hard for the machine to fit. So then, like, because it would be just perfect to have like ramps down, because that was like my forest test. I was thinking that those would be perfect ramps. Yeah. But anyway, so this is how design looks. So first measurement ideas, and then The best quality comes when you have this kind of full machine. You can see how it actually looks. And then I will go to my computer. I will draw those. Then I will have the Excel file for the cutting. And then I have to design the bending drawing and order, and at the end we should have some nice cover over there. That is it takes a lot of hours, so the first machine is a pain. But then in the future, of course, then I just order stuff and I don't have to think anymore, and you guys will see that nice machine. And I hope you did like this video, so if you did like, please give thumb up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please press subscribe and share video and everything else. But the main thing, see you next video. Thanks and bye.